Hi everybody, welcome to part 2 of our breath on Wellness Wednesdays. Last week we began talking about breathing and breath preparation, and also how to begin utilizing that in your personal life if you wish. Today we're going to move forward a little bit and talk about how to use the breath, especially for yourself or with clients when they're not typical learners, or it might be difficult to understand just looking at somebody and following the technique. So we've got a couple helpful hints today, and I just want to start by saying things to look for include when you're instructing taking a breath, not lifting your shoulders and chest. A lot of times when we begin breathing, we have the I'm breathing. So we want to avoid the height of the shoulders or I see this a lot too with clients. They'll stick their neck out and they cause tension here. So we're really talking about an important aspect today, which is the diaphragm. So right below your lung area, or think of it as right at the bottom of that rib cage, if that helps for people to feel, instruct your clients to feel, or yourself. What we want to have happen is we want the breath to occur naturally. So not only do we not want raised shoulders, we don't want pushing out of the stomach. And so that gives us intention. We want to use our diaphragm and release naturally. And so it shouldn't look too much different than a calm breath. And so we really want to concentrate on your body being still if possible. So now, getting to the point where you're working with people who they don't necessarily have physical mobility like us. They perhaps are wheelchair bound, limited range of motion as well. So we're talking today about some helpful tools to get and elicit some responses. Even breathing was a topic of discussion last week, and I encourage you to follow up with that video if you haven't seen it already. And I think I'm going to invite Megan up to help with some music while we start using music to help elicit responses. What's great about using music consistently is even if you don't know how to play the piano, I'm sure you can find your octaves, and it's great to help your client begin anticipating breath responses. So we're going to start with just warming up the body. This does not have to do with releasing breath, it just has to do with warming up the body if your individual is able to bend. So here's one example. Megan is going to walk us down some octaves. We're going to roll down, and the idea is to go one vertebrae at a time. So you want it very slow. We're going to do the same thing coming up. So here we go. Meg, when you're ready. And one thing to be aware of about this is you really want your neck and your head to be the leading, and you want it to be the last thing up. So it's really a great concentration on becoming aware of your body first. Now we're going to do this again, and we're going to incorporate this handy tool, whether you have a recorder, and I love harmonicas because a lot of people can't get a full sound out, but they can certainly start with hearing their breath through a device. We need that biofeedback, and sometimes that's really good for clients to say, oh, I can hear it, I can hear my breathing, and it's good for you because you might be able to take a recording measurement over weeks and hear the length of a sound. I recommend that. Grab a little snap recorder or whatever you have and start documenting that. Great for your statistics. So let's try that again, Meg. We're going to do the fast version. So once you've warmed up the body up and down, you can then, after a few sessions, begin just incorporating starting in a bent over position if you feel like. So we're going to come up and we're going to exhale. Here we go, Meg. Now what that does is a lot of times individuals have trouble expelling the breath just from standing and not doing any bodily motion. So those of you who have had voice classes or have gone that realm, you may have heard something called the rag doll, which is similar to what we're doing. You're bending over and you're giving your lungs and your stomach area and your muscles are released. You're not clenching. It's a trick. So it's a good place to start so that when you come up and you breathe, it comes out naturally. Now, the next thing that's great about the recorder or, the harmonica or a recorder is you can begin to feel and have clients feel how to breathe, how to use that diaphragm. So not only, can they be their own musician, we're going to use the harmonica to inhale and exhale. So it's a great way to measure the length of each too. I think that it's important to know how to utilize different breathing techniques with different populations. I work with a lot of senior citizens, and I have some big groups and I have one-on-ones, and what I do with my big groups especially is I inform them why we breathe. Why is it good? I think the empowerment goes a long way in understanding that the oxygen that we're using helps flow more freely in our body, helps our circulation, and then for those of you who want to try some advanced or some additional exercises, I highly recommend using your body to expel your breath, giving yourself some tricks to get it out, to get it started, and some of those will also incorporate the bending exercise coming up and so you're opening your chest area. So let me show that to you one time. Meg, I'll have you use the keyboard. We'll do a fast down and up. Excuse me. So you can actually use the force of your arms to expel that breath as well. Those are a bunch of tips very quickly for today. We're going to wrap it up, and next week we're going to follow up with incorporating some more music, some further exercises to help round out your interventions. So good luck, have fun, and enjoy the quality of breathing and how that helps regulate your body. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Meg.